Emily, I just wrote "tell me now" in an email to my boss. Is that bad?
Oh, John, that sounds a little too direct.
Really? I just wanted a quick answer.
I see. Well, today we are sharing the best professional email phrases so you always sound polite and kind.
Wow, that is exactly what I need for my business English.
Exactly. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fluent English Daily. We are so happy you are here.
Hi, friends. Let's get started.
So, John, back to your email. Tell me now is very strong. In business English, we like to be a little softer. It is like using a pillow instead of a rock.
Pillow. I like that. So what pillow words can I use for my professional email phrases?
Well, let's start at the beginning. When you start an email, do you always use hi?
Yes, always. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Mr. Smith. Is that okay?
It depends. This is where formal and informal emails are different. If you know Sarah well, hi Sarah is perfect. But for Mr. Smith, maybe use Dear Mr. Smith.
Oh, dear. Like in a love letter?
No, not exactly. In the world of professional email phrases, dear is just a very polite way to say hello to someone you don't know well. It shows respect.
I see. Okay, so dear for formal and hi for friends. What about the next line? I usually say, how are you?
That is nice, but sometimes in business English, we use specific email writing expressions to sound more professional. You can say, I hope this email finds you well.
Finds me well? Like a lost dog?
No, it just means, I hope you are doing good today. It's a very common phrase.
I hope this email finds me well. Okay, I will write that down. It sounds very fancy.
It is. Now, let's talk about your tell me now problem. If you need information, we use polite requests. Instead of tell me, try, could you please let me know?
Could you please let me know? It is much longer.
Yes, it is longer, but it is much kinder. Or you can say, I was wondering if you could provide some information about.
I was wondering. That sounds like I'm dreaming.
In a way, yes. It makes the request feel less like an order. When you use professional email phrases, you want the other person to feel happy to help you, not forced.
Right, I see. So if I need a file, I shouldn't say, send me the file.
Exactly. Try, would you mind sending me the file when you have a moment?
When you have a moment, wow, that is very polite. It means they don't have to do it right this second.
Exactly. It gives them space. Now, John, what if they don't answer? What if you wait 3 days and nothing?
Then I get angry?
No, please don't get angry. That is when we use follow-up emails. This is a very important part of business English.
Okay, so how do I ask again without being annoying?
Use a soft opening. You can say, I'm just following up on my previous email.
Following up. I hear that a lot in the office.
Yes, it's one of the most useful professional email phrases. It means, I'm checking the status. You can also say, I wanted to circle back to this.
Circle back? Like a bird?
Yes, like a bird flying back to the same spot. It just means, let's talk about this again.
I like that. It sounds very professional. So I'm just following up, or I wanted to circle back.
Perfect. Now, let's talk about when you want to agree with someone or persuade them. Sometimes we need to be very clear.
Yes, like when I want my boss to say yes to my new project.
Exactly. You can use email writing expressions like, I believe this will be very beneficial for our team.
Beneficial. That means good, right?
Yes, it means it has a good result. Using words like beneficial or effective helps in formal and informal emails to show you're thinking about the business.
What if I want to say, I think this is a great idea, but more professionally?
You could say, I am confident that this approach will work well.
I am confident. That sounds strong, but polite. I like it.
It is. And when you finish the email, how do you usually end it?
I usually just write bye or thanks.
Bye is a bit too informal for work. For professional email phrases at the end, we usually use best regards or sincerely.
Best regards. I see that in almost every email I get.
Because it works. It's the perfect balance for business English. It's polite, but not too stiff. If it's a more casual coworker, you can just say best or thanks so much.
Okay, so best regards for my boss and thanks for my work friend Pete.
Exactly. And here's one more tip. Always include a call to action.
Call to action? Like a movie?
Sort of. It means you tell them what to do next. For example, looking forward to hearing from you, or please let me know your thoughts.
Aha, so I don't just leave them hanging. I tell them I want an answer.
Right, but you say it nicely. I look forward to your reply is much better than answer me.
Yes, I see that now. My old way was a bit scary.
It's okay, John. Learning business English is all about learning these small changes. They make a big difference in how people see you at work.
I feel much better already. I'm going to go fix that email to my boss right now. I'll use I was wondering if instead of tell me.
That's a great start. And remember, everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is to keep practicing these professional email phrases until they feel natural.
Wow, thank you, Emily. This was so helpful. I think I'm starting to understand the difference between formal and informal emails much better.
You're doing great. It's all about the tone. You want to sound like a partner, not a boss. Unless you are the boss, and even then, kindness works best.
True. Well, I have a lot of writing to do. But wait, what if I have to send an email to a group of people?
Oh, that's a good question. We should talk about group emails and how to handle attachments next.
Yes, please. I always forget to attach the file anyway.
We've all done that. Let's take a little break and then we can dive into those tricky situations.
Sounds like a plan. I'll get some more coffee first.
Good idea. And for those listening, think about one email you wrote today. Could you make it a little more polite using one of these phrases?
Great idea. We'll be right back to talk about more business English tips and how to handle those pesky attachments.
It depends. This is where formal and informal emails come in. You see, John, professional email phrases change depending on who you are talking to.
Oh, I see. So if I'm talking to a friend, I use one word, but if I'm talking to my boss, I use another word?
Exactly. Think of it like clothes. You wear a suit to a wedding, right? That is like a formal email, but you wear a t-shirt to the park. That is like an informal email.
I love that. So in business English, when should I wear the email suit?
Great question. You use formal and informal emails based on your relationship. If you don't know the person very well, or if they are much higher than you in the company, use formal language. Use dear instead of hi.
Dear Mr. Smith. That feels very serious.
It is. It shows respect. But if you work together every day, hi or hello is usually fine. That is more informal.
Aha! So the first big thing to learn about professional email phrases is choosing the right opening.
Right. And it's not just the opening, it's the whole feeling. Let's look at our second big idea, polite requests. This is what we call the pillow words I mentioned earlier.
Yes, my favorite part. Instead of tell me now, what should I say to be polite?
Well, in business English, we love the word could. For example, could you please let me know? Or I was wondering if you could help me.
Oh, I was wondering. That sounds very soft. But, Emily, does it sound too weak? I want people to know I am a professional.
That's a common worry, John. But actually, in many English-speaking offices, being polite makes you look more professional, not less. It shows you have good social skills. When you use polite requests, people want to help you.
Wow, I never thought of it that way. So, could you and would it be possible are like magic keys?
Exactly. They open doors. If you say, I want the report, the other person might feel stressed. But if you say, would it be possible to send the report, they feel respected.
I will try to use more magic keys in my emails. Now, what about when people don't answer? I hate that. I wait and wait.
We all hate that, John. That brings us to our third important point, follow-up emails. This is a very important part of business English.
Follow up? Does that mean I am following them like a detective?
No, not a detective. To follow up just means to check on something you talked about before. If you sent an email on Monday and it is now Thursday, you send a follow-up email to say, hey, did you see my last message?
But I don't want to be annoying. Is there a polite way to follow up?
Oh, definitely. You can use professional email phrases like, I'm just following up on my previous email, or I'm checking in to see if you have any updates.
Checking in. I like that. It sounds friendly, like I'm just saying hello.
Exactly. It's a gentle nudge. You aren't shouting, why didn't you answer me? You're just saying, I'm still here and I still need this information.
I see. So follow-up emails are like reminders.
Yes, exactly. They are professional reminders. They show that you are organized and that your work is important.
Okay, so we have formal and informal emails, polite requests with my pillows, follow-up emails to check in, and persuasive expressions to get a yes.
You've got it. It makes such a big difference in how people see you at work. When you write well, people trust you more.
I feel much better now, Emily. I was so worried about my tell me now email. I think I will go and write a follow-up email right now, a polite one.
That's a great idea, John. Why don't you try using one of those phrases we just talked about?
Let me think. How about, I'm just checking in to see if you had a chance to look at my request.
Perfect. That's 100% professional.
Really? It felt so easy.
It is easy when you have the right words, and the best part is you can use these same phrases over and over again. You don't have to invent new ones every time.
That's a relief. I was worried I had to be a poet to write good emails.
No poets needed here, just clear, simple, and polite English.
I can do that. I can definitely do that.
I know you can. And for all our listeners out there, don't worry if it feels a bit strange at first. Everyone has to learn these professional email phrases. Even people who speak English as their first language have to learn how to be professional.
Really? Even you, Emily?
Oh, yes. When I started my first job, I was very nervous about emails. I used to check them 10 times before clicking send.
I feel the same way. It's nice to know I'm not the only one.
You are definitely not alone. We're all learning together.
Well, this has been so helpful. I feel like I have a new superpower for my office life.
An email superpower. I love that. Now, before we move on, I want to make sure everyone listening has a chance to think about these words.
Right. Maybe you can try to write one polite request in your head right now.
That's a great idea, John. While our listeners do that, let's get ready for our next part where we look at even more specific examples of how to put these phrases into action.
Aha, I'm ready. Let's see how these phrases look in a real email conversation.
Perfect. But first, let's take a little breath and remember, you're doing great. Learning a language is a journey, and every small step is a victory.
Thank you, Emily. That makes me feel very safe.
You're very welcome, John. Now let's dive deeper into some real-world examples.
Haha, okay, Emily. I think I understand the suit and the t-shirt idea, but I am still a little nervous about saying the wrong thing.
Don't worry, John. That is why we're here. Let's do some practice together. It's called shadowing. I will say one of our professional email phrases, and you can repeat it after me. Does that sound good?
Shadowing. Oh, I see. Like a shadow follows a person, I follow your voice. I like that.
Exactly. And for our listeners at home, you can practice with John. We will go very slowly. Let's start with a formal greeting. Remember, this is the suit.
Okay, I am ready. Suit on.
Haha, great. Repeat after me. Dear Mr. Miller.
Dear Mr. Miller.
Good. Now let's try a friendly one for informal emails. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Perfect. See, you're already doing it. Now let's look at how we start the email. We want to be kind. Say this. I hope you are having a productive week.
I hope you are having a productive week.
Wow, that was very good, John. Using the word productive is very common in business English. It shows you care about their work.
Productive. I will remember that one. What is next?
Now let's practice the reason for the email. This is very important. Say, I am writing to ask about the project.
I am writing to ask about the project.
Excellent. Now let's try some polite requests. Remember my pillow words? Instead of give me this, we use a softer way. Repeat this. Could you please send me the file?
Could you please send me the file?
Yes, and here's another one slightly more formal. I was wondering if you could help me.
I was wondering if you could help me. Oh, that feels much nicer than help me now.
It really does. It makes people want to help you. Now let's talk about follow-up emails. This is when you are waiting for an answer. This was your problem earlier, John.
Right, I said tell me now. That was the rock. Give me the pillow version, Emily.
Here is a great phrase for follow-up emails. I am writing to follow up on my last email.
I am writing to follow up on my last email.
Aha! You sound so professional now. Let's try one more for following up. It's a bit shorter. Just checking in to see if you have any updates.
Just checking in to see if you have any updates.
Wonderful. John, you are a natural at this. How do you feel?
I feel much more comfortable. These email writing expressions are like tools. I just need to pick the right one.
Exactly. And before we finish this practice, we need to close the email. This is how we say goodbye. Let's try the most common one for business English. Best regards.
Best regards.
And for a friend or a close coworker, best.
Best.
And one more that's very polite. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
You did it, John. You just practiced some of the most important professional email phrases.
Wow, thank you, Emily. That was very helpful. I feel like I can write a formal and informal emails now without being scared.
I'm so glad. Practice makes it easier every time.
Wait. What if someone sends me an email and I don't understand it?
That is a great question, John. In fact, that's exactly what we should talk about next. How to react when things are a little confusing.
Oh, I definitely need that. Sometimes I just stare at the screen and think, huh?
We've all been there. Listeners, if you enjoyed this shadowing, try saying these phrases out loud while you walk or cook. It really helps the words stick in your brain.
Yes, and don't forget to write them down in a small notebook. That helps me too.
Great tip, John. Now let's look at a few more specific situations where these words can really save the day.
Whew, wow, Emily, that shadowing exercise was so helpful. I feel much more comfortable with these professional email phrases now.
I am so happy to hear that, John. You did a great job. It is all about building muscle memory for your brain.
My brain definitely feels like it went to the gym.
Well, let's take a little break from the hard work. It is time for our favorite part of the episode.
Oh, I know this one. It is time for the question of the day.
Yes, we love this because we get to think about how you, our listeners, use business English in your real lives.
So, Emily, what is the big question today?
Today's question is, when you use professional email phrases, which one makes you feel the most confident?
Oh, I love that. When I use a phrase that sounds natural, I feel so much better about my work.
Exactly. Let's imagine 5 different answers from our listeners.
Okay, let me try the first one. One person might say, I love using I hope this email finds you well because it makes me feel kind and polite right at the start.
That is a wonderful one. Another person might say, for me, using could you please for polite requests makes me feel less bossy and more professional.
Right. And what about follow-up emails? Someone could say, I feel confident when I write thank you for your patience instead of sorry I'm late. It sounds much more positive.
That is a great tip, John. A fourth person might say, I like using please let me know if you have any questions because it shows I am ready to help.
And for number 5, maybe someone says, I feel best when I use I look forward to your reply. It's a clear and nice way to end my message.
Those are all excellent email writing expressions. They really help bridge the gap between formal and informal emails.
They really do. So, friends, we want to hear from you. Which phrase is your favorite?
Please share it with us. It helps us all learn. Now, stay with us because we're going to summarize everything we learned today.
That was such a peaceful way to learn. I feel much better about writing my boss now.
I am so glad, John. Remember, using professional email phrases is not about being perfect. It is really about being kind and clear in your business English journey.
Right. It's like the pillow you mentioned earlier. Soft but strong.
Exactly. Whether you are writing formal and informal emails or sending follow-up emails, just take a deep breath first. It helps a lot.
A deep breath. I can do that. Thank you for teaching me those polite requests and email writing expressions today, Emily.
You're very welcome. To everyone listening, thank you for joining us. Take these tips and try just one small phrase today.
Yes, just one. We really believe in you. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you next time on Fluent English Daily. We're happy you were here.
Congratulations on making it all the way through the lesson with Emily and John. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right in the center of your screen so you never miss our next lesson. You can also check out more videos right over here on the left or right side. We've picked them just for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.